Yes, thank you so much, Masirichi. And I'll be sharing my screen shortly. Can you confirm if you can hear me, please, so that I'll be sure I am speaking to everyone? Awesome. Awesome. Good. So, just to clarify or add to what Masarichi was saying, Raphael, do you have a question? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, to add to what Masarichi was saying, what we have here is a mixture of those that got awarded the 100% access, that's the scholarship for the course, and those of you that might have bought the course previously, and those of you that are just here to find out what is going on. And the course in question is 3D Environmental Design with Blender for XR. This is a course created by Sustainable Games to get more people to be empowered to build optimized spaces for XR technologies. We'll talk more about what XR technologies is along this call so that you put everything into context while you're learning, the course content. So also to add to what Masirichi said, for the or in terms of those people that might be withdrawn, maybe if you're not meeting up and everything, we're referring to the live calls or the mentorship section of it. Once you have access to the course, that is the course that's hosted, it is free or it is the access is permanent. Yeah, that's how I'll just put it. We're not going to withdraw your access, but it's the live mentorship calls that you might not have access to if you're not meeting up. All right, so we're done with that. And I'm going to go down to what we have today. We'll have a brief introduction. Thankfully, I got to know some of you. I also love to know more about your background because this technology can be applied to any field of interest. So, can you type in the chat your background if you're coming from the art background or you're a medical doctor or your profession or your background of study? Can you just type in the chat your areas of interest? Then we'll also talk about the metaverse. There was a time where the concept of the metaverse was trending and we kept on hearing the metaverse, and it now transitioned to AI, and it seemed as if we're not really talking about the metaverse. Instead, we're now talking about other technologies, and everything seems to be intertwined. So we're going to look at the concept of the metaverse as well. Then we'll talk about XR technologies itself because what we are going to be building is spaces that are optimized for XR technology. So we'll talk about that and we'll get started. So a little about me. So I'm an XR developer by profession, and I currently sorry, are you with me? I have to check. Hello, can you hear me? Sorry, I think I lost you. Okay, thank you. All right, awesome. So yes, I was saying that I am an XR developer by profession, and I currently lecture at the African Leadership University for the Meta Spark project. And alongside this, I founded Sustainable Games as a place to get people to learn more about emerging technologies. So sometimes we go to schools, to train the students or work for businesses that are also looking for how to integrate XR technologies to, their workflow and all. And with all this, I've been able to gain diverse experience, also because my background is in petroleum engineering. So there are different research that I do that cuts across, different, walks of life. I've also founded a fashion company, Line B, where we use digital technologies to showcase clothing lines for brands as well. So with all these technologies coming together, I find ways to get more people to understand how you can merge them for your fields of interest. Yes. So this is a little more about sustainable games. In summary, what we do is education and training, exhibitions in case you have an exhibition that you want to do, that ties with XR technologies, then prototyping or simulation. If you have an idea, whether it's personal or as a company or as a school, and you want us to create that, we also do that as well. Down to the metaverse. Um, so how many of you have watched Ready Player Me? Show of hands or a wave or thumbs down if you haven't. So that's my recommendation for you. If you haven't seen Ready Player Me, you would see it on I think it should be on Netflix. And it's an amazing depiction of what the metaverse can be described as. The metaverse refers to a collective virtual space. That's what we like to tell people, that you can meet people that live in different geographic locations through a simple device. Now, we're going to also look at some interesting technologies that I believe tie the concept of the metaverse together. So far, we tend to hear about XR technologies. Like when you hear metaverse, we equate it, or generally it's equated to XR technologies. However, I believe from my own research that it's all connected. Whether you talk about blockchain technology, AI, cloud computing, IoT, and all that, everything powers up the metaverse. So, what we're going to be looking at today is how we can build spaces for XR technologies. In terms of XR technologies, we talk about virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, and any form of reality you can think of. So let's say, for example, tomorrow, Richard comes and says, "Hey, I've discovered, an amazing way to do something that ties digital technologies to our real world and all. I'm going to name it Richard Technology or Richard Realities (RR). So we'll now say that XR stands for VR, AR, MR, and RR, and any other technology out there that does the same kind of stuff. Good. So for VR, when we talk about virtual reality, we talk about immersing a user completely in a digital space. How many of you play games here? I expect to have more show of hands. Anyway, so just like you see some of those games, that look really amazing, whether it's Grand Theft Auto or it's even Mario and all that, and we are looking at a screen, like whether it's our PC or anything. In this case, for virtual reality, you'll be using a head-mounted display or HMD, like what I have in my hand. Now, my Quest 2 is pretty beat up, but the whole idea is you have two lenses over here that when the user wears this device on their head, they will look through the lenses and they'll be seeing the digital world, whether it's a space that was designed with whatever software, like what we'll talk about later on. And the idea is you're fully enclosing the user in a virtual world. For VR, you also have hand controllers like this that I'm showing you. And for the hand controllers, the idea is you can extend your hand in VR, and you can touch things, whether it's the 3D objects in front of you or it's the interfaces. You can interact with them using the hand controllers. Now, for augmented reality, it's pretty different in the sense that for AR, you are overlaying digital interfaces to your real world, and it can be seen through your handheld devices like your smartphones, your tablets, and all that. And you also have, smart glasses that you can also overlay digital interfaces to that world. Now, finally, we have mixed reality. For mixed reality, we usually say it's like the blend between the two, where we talk about overlaying digital interfaces to your real world, and also you can use your hand to interact with those digital interfaces in front of you. The difference between VR and MR is that for VR, you are completely enclosed in the digital environment. For mixed reality, you have your digital interfaces or digital, whether it's 3D objects, in front of you and can be seen through the MR headset. And you can also use your hands, bare hands, to interact with those 3D objects in front of you due to haptic technology. Am I going too fast or is everything smooth so far? Can I get a thumbs up if we're all on the same page? Okay, one, two, just two responses. Three, four, okay, good. We're following. And I'm taking us down this journey because we need to understand why what we're about to learn from this course is pretty important. This is because XR technology can be applied to different fields of interest, anything you can think of. The only limitation, I believe, is your mind. XR technology has seen to be applied to education, healthcare, marketing, design, gaming, and petroleum engineering. You can add your own fields of interest at the end. And you can search on the internet and try and check some of these examples over here. From this picture over here, we're seeing the Microsoft HoloLens that the person is wearing, and it seems as though, there was this digital interface right in front of, the medical practitioner. Now, this is a mixed reality headset, and this is a perfect example of what I was talking about. Same thing over here in the construction industry. They are literally seeing a table in front of them, but because they're also wearing the head-mounted display, the mixed reality headset, they can also see this digital, building setup right in front of them on the table. Now that's how it works. So finally, how to get started. First of all, it's important to understand these topics, like what we've discussed today. I believe that after today, you can, come and say, hey, I am good at, doing this, or I can describe what virtual reality, augmented reality, or mixed reality is all about. And that is the first step for an XR developer. The next thing you need to note is that it's important to learn some of these skills, whether it's design or programming. I usually say that there are two major pathways. Let me see. There are two major pathways for a developer. That's an XR developer. Either you are, an XR programmer or you're an XR designer, or you can be full stack in quotes. So that's how it works. Then you also need to explore XR applications. Some of you, how many of you have a Quest headset or Quest 2 headset with you? If you do not have one, put a thumbs down so that I can take sensors. Good. So you can explore XR applications, right? It's important for you to spend some time playing some of these games. You might not necessarily be a game person. You might be looking for how you can apply it to any other thing, right? And it's also important to play some of these games so that you can apply the technology that powers those games to your field of interest. So that's usually really a great step. Then finally, or before I say the final one, you need to join a community. And that's why we're doing this. You see that we're working with, LeadXR, the African XR community, to get more people into the space because people are literally cashing out as well. So you can use it as, a way to earn money as well. So you need to join communities because there are people that might have gone ahead of you, to and they can help you out whether you're stuck or you don't know where to go, or you can even see some hackathons that you can practice alongside as well. Then finally, it's important to build your portfolio. Before we wrap up the 8 weeks long program, for our capstone project and everything, I'll talk more about building your portfolio. So we'll, have a practical section for that. And finally, we are going down to the XR design course. So some of us on this call already have access to the course, so it might not be new to you. In fact, you might have started and maybe stopped alongside because along the way, maybe because you do not have people to gist with and chat with. But that's why we're doing this, right? And the idea is we have this platform, Seller, and we have hosted the course in a comprehensive way that will allow you to, go through everything step by step. It's self-paced, but the reason why we encourage you to complete the course within the 8 weeks is so that you can finish it. So that's the whole concept. It's split into two major parts. We have the beginner section, and we also have the intermediate section. For those of you that might have gotten the course earlier on, you might not have seen this new update. I recently uploaded this new section so you can get more advanced in, building 3D spaces. So how can you get onboarded? For those of you awarded the scholarship, after this call, you would be your dashboard will be created, so you can just click on the link and it will take you over here. And all you just need to do is after you consume the content, you can click on this check mark over here, and it's going to record your completion. We need you to click on this while you're going through the course content so that we know that you're progressing, and we can use this to confirm that you're eligible for our capstone project. We don't want you to just skip everything and not get the juice of the course. And if you have any comments to drop, you can drop. If you're enjoying the course, you can comment it down down below, and that's totally fine. And back to those people that might not have access. So, if you're on the call today and you do not fall within the group of those that already have the course, or even those that um, got the scholarship, we're currently giving a 35% discount based on this program we're having right here. And all you just need to do is to register or indicate over here. Let me just drop the link for you. So you just need to indicate over here that, hey, I would like to partake in this 25% discount on all. So I'm just going to drop this here, and you can register there and we'll take it from there. So that's it for the course. Then finally, let me go back here. What is your capstone project going to look like? For the fact that we're not using Unity for this, um, program, it does not mean that your project will not look as cool as this. What we want is that whatever you build at the end of the day will be optimized to work fully in a VR environment. So for the capstone project, this is what we'll be looking at to create a an amazing looking space. We'll share more information about it. This is a sample capstone project in the sense that I created this space completely in Blender and everything was optimized, the textures, everything, the meshes and all, and I could get it into another software like Unity to use for VR. Now, the reason why we're saying building spaces for XR technology is because you might decide to use what you're learning, for AR technologies. It still works the same way because we need you to optimize your files, we need you to optimize your assets and everything, get everything ready so that you can use it for any of these XR technologies you decide to use it for. And that should be it. Of course, you might be wondering how to contact us or connect with us. We are on LinkedIn at Sustainable Games. And of course, you can send us an email if you're having any challenges down the line, maybe with registrations and all. And that's it from my end. Masarichi, are you here with us? Yeah, hold on, please. Before we conclude today, does anyone have any questions regarding what I described, for metaverse, the concepts of XR technologies and all, before we round up? Any questions at all? Okay, I think we're good. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so for VR technologies, usually we use the headsets, whether it's Quest 2, Magic Leap, now we have Vision Pro and all that. And sometimes I actually test without using my headset, in the sense that we have this simulator in Unity. But this is not a Unity program, so I'm not necessarily getting into that, but I'm just telling you that it can work fine. That is testing in Unity. Even without the simulator, once you press play, you can also check some things out. However, that does not guarantee that the project is going to work once you ship it off to Quest 2. But it's possible to go around it. But mentioning phone, when you talk about testing something on your phone, in this case, you would be referring to augmented reality, not necessarily virtual reality. So we test with our phones for augmented reality experiences, but for VR, we usually target the headsets, the head-mounted displays to test. Does that answer your question? Awesome. Okay, so Ayomide, you're saying you want to get the slide? Yeah, go ahead. Yes, after this call, all of you that got the 100% access, you're going to get onboarded to your dashboard. So just look out today. You should get the email. Yeah. All right. Tini, you have a question. Yes. For this program, we have biweekly calls. So the next call will be on the 17th. For December, we're going to share more information down the line. But this is the first call to onboard you, and you have access, and you can send more info about if you're having any issues or anything, either by mail or drop it on the comment on the platform, and we can answer that. But for the live calls, we have it as a biweekly call. So on the 17th, we'll have the next call where we just get to chat about your experience so far, if you're having challenges and all that, and we can treat it. Does that answer your question? Yeah, you're welcome. Yes, so that's it from my end. Thank you all for joining the call, and see you on the 17th. Masarichi, over to you.